What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my second Payday 2 Christmas heist video. We are taking a look again today at the White Christmas heist. This time we're looking at it on Deathwish. I'm playing with a full team, and there is definitely a big spike in difficulty. However, this is still one of the easier Deathwish missions. All you need to do is escort the drunken brother of Vlad up the hill into the lumber mill, which is quite an easily defensible spot. Then you need to wait for two choppers to arrive, one to carry you and one to carry him. That second wait can be a little bit painful, and of course you want to be picking up as much cocaine and jewelry along the way to try and fill your pockets with loot, because it can be a decently cost-effective mission if you ask me, and you're efficient with your package supplying. But in this video I'm not going to be doing a tutorial for Deathwish. I don't really think it requires it, neither do I think I have the experience. I'm going to be giving you tips and tricks I've picked up along the way, but other than that I'm also going to be talking about the huge steps forward in this heist and what they've done within the map design, and also taking a look at a couple of things that maybe they could have done slightly better in the White Christmas heist. But there's one thing they did really well. It's Christmas cloakers. They're cool. They got their jingle bells, they got their Santa hats, and yeah, the drunken brother, he's also pretty cool. I wouldn't mind getting to know him. He does fall over an awful lot, and he becomes a bit of the nuisance in the heist. It is an escort. He doesn't really have a particularly intelligent AI. He stands around a lot, drinking more alcohol. Yeah, because he thinks that's a good idea. I don't know how he isn't injured. I don't know how the plane has made such a mess of the map, but that is one of the best features I'll get onto. That is the map design, the map aesthetics, and the map transportation system, because zip lines work better on this map than they have on any other. The system's very simple and effective. You have zip lines both sides. They move quickly both up and down. You can still easily get shut down from it, but if you are moving any of the heavier cocaine, or possibly, if you're lucky enough, Almir's toast, they're a godsend basically, and you will need to use them. But you notice those spawns seemed unusual. I was just surrounded by enemies. I'm not sure exactly why that was, and that's one of my biggest gripes. The enemy spawns seem a little uncomfortable. So the main spawn that will charge down the lumber mill, they come from behind a fence that's easily shot down, especially if you have the GL40. You'll see that later on in this gameplay. Other than that, a lot of your big baddies, your bulldozers, your shields and tasers are coming from way down below most of the time. It takes them ages to get there, and by the time they are there, you've probably moved the brother out of the lumber mill already, either to the lumber mill drop spot or the other two possibilities, antenna, or all the way back down where you started. Do keep in mind those are extremely difficult spots to get to, and they are where a lot of difficulty from this heist comes. However, if you're as lucky as we are and you get lumber mill twice for both pickups, you don't really have to leave this building, which is quite easily defensible as long as you have the explosives to take out some of those pesky specials. I do find a tankier build's more effective. Snipers are quite present on this map, and there's not a lot of solid good cover that you can stay behind consistently, and you do have to move around an awful lot. When it comes to moving the brother, if you get unlucky and you have to move him a decent way to one of the two other drop zones, I advise the method I've coined the daisy chain method. Basically, you want to split up as a team. Hopefully someone on the team will have Inspire, though, if this isn't quite successful, to get the revives in. And what you're going to want to do is keep a reasonable distance apart from each other, keeping up close with the brother, and when he goes down, because he's so damn drunk, you're going to have someone close to revive him immediately. It's important you don't linger on this map. If you get overrun, it will be a huge problem. In my live commentary I've uploaded earlier on, you'll say I complain, why are there no enemies shooting down from this ridge? Well, there will be if you linger for too long. So that really is the risk analysis you have to put into doing this mission. That's one thing I feel is really worth praising, but I'll move on to that in just a second. Finishing off with the strategy here. Once you've daisy chained him, once you've done your part of the bargain, you're going to want to keep up with the next guy, possibly aiding him with the enemies and support such as ECM feedback, or dropping down some of your cupcake first aid meds. However, most of the time I've experienced the lumber mill drop zone at least one of the two times, and I've had no problems with this heist at all. But I do understand how some of you may struggle if put in these difficult situations thanks to the random number generator, which is, yeah, it's one of the weaknesses of this heist. But like I said, the risk analysis. Do you want to hang around and pick up those parcels? Because that pure Colombian cocaine, as it's called in the game, is really worth an awful lot of cash. If you can pick it up, it can be one of the better money gaining heists in the game, especially for the time it takes to complete. But keep in mind, you wait too long, that first chopper is going to fly away. You're going to have to signal a flare for another one. As good as the zip lines are for getting you around the map, you are definitely going to get shot down on those harder difficulties where you want as much cocaine as possible. I found in the past I've been with teams that have got too greedy and have ended up slipping up and losing the heist before you could get away with all that cash you've earned. On top of that, Almir's Toast seems to appear more frequently on Deathwish. I don't know whether it does appear on other difficulties. I've only actually ever seen it on Deathwish. I'm under the impression it does, but at a lower chance of spawn. And if you do get lucky enough to discover Almir's Toast, you want to get that achievement, do be careful. It's definitely going to slow you down. Do try to not let it jeopardize the mission. Just hole up with it and, well, pray you get a lucky spawn. You do need lots of explosives, of course, to take out the bulldozers, as you saw then. I somehow clipped one of them in the face as they came around the corner. But other than that, they take so long to get their bulldozers, their shields, and their tasers together. You're not going to have too much of a problem with specials. And again, if you have Inspire, it really is quite trivial. You can even deal with the potential cloakers rushing you down with their jingle bells, which I actually find easier to hear than the good old-fashioned cloaker sound. But overall, it's a really good free heist, of course, if you've got the Steam version. I imagine a lot of you will enjoy it. Not as much time has gone into it as some of the recent missions, but I definitely see a lot of love going into the graphical style, the map design. I just wish it was slightly longer, but again, it's up to you how long you want to make it. So there we go, mission complete. I am last on board. 2 achievement pops. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one.